Exactly on his 20th birthday his mum prepared a very local and delicious and his favorite. She doesn't prepare such meal in the house unless there is an occasion or expecting a visitor. "Where is this tasty aroma coming from?" said Luyaza. "Mum, Grandpa." He quickly stood up from his bed and went out to see the compound well cleaned and on fire, his food cooking and blowing with a tasty aroma of his favorite meal. He turned on the right-hand side, there stands his mum and Naba, his grandfather. He quickly rushed and embraces both of them. She said together with his grandfather, "Happy birthday." Drums started being played from far coming towards their house. It was the village warriors group coming with a surprise celebration of dance to his birthday. He was clueless to all the surprises. Finally they entered the house and his second of command shouted, "Sanu Dharana Ahuwa Luyaza," which means, "Happy birthday our great warrior." All his warriors' friends danced, sang fighting, war songs, happy for hours, ate, made jokes till midnight. Couple of weeks later, was the hunters and warriors' friends. The hunters will display their skills, while the warriors display their fighting skills in arena. The hunters displayed their skills so lovely, and then the warriors came in 7 strong able men fighting to select the best group whom will go in search of a missing treasure of the land, which got missing exactly 20 years as that day. Luyaza and his group members did their best, though some of their men got injured. It was a joyful festival, but a victorious one for Luyaza and his group. The chief of Samara village gave an announcement to the winning warrior group of a task ahead. They are to go in search of a missing treasure of the land by the instructions of the chief priest. "My son Luyaza, am really not happy as you are leaving me and your grandfather all alone on this journey of search of the missing treasure. Even though bringing back this treasure will restore back the vegetation of our soil, making it fertile for crops farming," said Tonga, his mum. "Mum, I will be doing very well and you too with grandpa will be fine before my arrival. My grandson Luyaza, come and give me a hug and let me bless you as you are setting off this journey." Grandpa blessed Luyaza and stood up in his warrior's garment, said, "Thank you, Luyaza." Luya said second to command to Luyaza's group called, "We are getting late." "Alright, let's go." "Goodbye mum," said Luyaza. "See you in a while," said his mum. As the chief priest of Samara village wants, he called on all the warriors to get ready to embark on a search of a missing treasure of their land. He placed animal skins on their waist and necks as a protection in the journey. He performed all needed rituals and warned them not to disrespect themselves, especially their leader, Luyaza. They responded, "Sanu, Megida, Ga, Gurmanka, Luyaza," which means, "Sorry our landlord, your respect goes high as always." Also warned them not to taste or eat any fruit or seedling food on their journey until they get back, for anyone who tries such may go deaf and powerless. At this point some of the warriors felt different. The priest also added, "You can eat any animal or drink any running water, only with a clean container." Finally the chief priest gave Luyaza a location spell which will take him to the exact spot of the treasure. They set off on a journey for 5 days, still not there yet. His members got tired, some couldn't stay away from the juicy fruits of the forest, so they got deaf and powerless as said by the chief priest. Out of 10 strong men left with only 6. "You have to eat something my dear child," said Grandpa, Luyaza's grandpa. "How can I eat when it been 5 days not seen my only child," said Luyaza's mum. "Don't worry, he will return safe, just eat something so you won't go sick," said Grandpa. "Okay, now we are getting closer as the location spell is getting more cold," said Luyaza. His members became happy, starting jumping and screaming in joy. It was at dawn when they got to Magafa land and the location spell pointing at the priest shrine, so they quickly rushed there. So just as they were instructed to blow a white powder of a spell to the exact location of the treasure, Luyaza didn't hesitate but to do just that. Immediately the chief priest appeared in front of them asking, "Who are you and where are you from?" said chief priest asked. Luyaza answered, "We are the warriors of Samara village sent by the great chief and our powerful priest to go in search of a missing treasure of our land. The chief priest of Magafa replied, "Calm down, my children, come inside, have a sit and let me consult the gods about what you are saying." Luyaza, the leader of the God warriors of Samaran village, commanded his members to stay behind as he goes inside the shrine to see what's there. His members insisted, but he said, "Remember what we are told to respect each other and your leader." The members said yes. But they were not okay with the idea though, but had no choice than to let him go alone. "Don't worry, my people, I will be well and safe, nothing will harm me," said Luyaza. He entered and had a sit with the chief priest, and the chief priest started to consult the gods of what they told him about searching for a missing treasure. "My son, the gods are welcoming you and are saying they have been waiting for your arrivals many years ago," said chief priest. "But how come I'm confused here?" said Luyaza. "Don't worry, my son, all will be well," said chief priest. As he keeps consulting, it took many hours of chanting and consulting the gods of the whole story. "Are you doing well in there?" said by one of Luyaza's members outside. "Yes, I'm doing okay, don't worry much," said Luyaza. "My son, the gods have said it all now to me, and it's a very long story, but has been gradual to get to the root of your treasure. First of all, you are the treasure. Secondly, your mom is the controller of the treasure, and lastly, I have to invite two people in this conversation before we can get the root of this problem," said the priest. "How am I and my mom be the treasure whilst we are looking for it elsewhere?" Luyaza asked. "Okay, let me narrate a short story to you, then when the two people are invited they will continue with the story," said the priest. "About 20 years ago this what happened. Once upon a time there lived a warrior and hunter with his old dad and a maid, called Tonga, in Magafa village. Zamani liked Tonga very much but couldn't approach until after a while they begun to have an affair. Weeks later Tonga got missing, nobody knows her whereabout. So now, my son, we need the chief of this land and your mom who can tell us where and how to see the treasure." The priest told Luyaza to call his members and have some rest till next morning, so they will invite the chief and his mother. "Okay, I get it, but how could my mom walk to this long distance?" asked Luyaza. The priest said, "Early morning send some of your men to go bring your mom. When they go to her, they should say you have been captive by a spirit and the spirit want her around before will release you," said the priest. "But telling her all this won't this make her unhappy and frightening," said Luyaza. "My son, just do as I say, you will understand soon," said chief priest. "Alright, understood," Luyaza said. Early morning Luyaza's men set off on a journey to bring back Luyaza's mom. On their way they passed through different forests and unfortunately they got lost due to the wild animals' attack towards them. The second in command of the warriors fought extra hard to support his members. They did all they could to drive away these wild animals, which lead to their injuries. After hours of fighting with these wild animals they got tired and settled near a stream to drink some water and find some food to eat. "You are welcome, chief priest of our great Magafa village," said Zamani. "The gods are still annoyed with you, because for many years you refused to tell them the hidden secret. When the clouds darken, wind blowing, trees swaying, helter-skelter the children and adult run without asking." Proverb said by the chief priest. "Am a bit confused, my priest," said Zamani. "Do you remember the port and covered items given to you by your late father before he passed away?" Chief priest asked. Zamani: "Yes, very sure. But my priest, how did you know of this information? Because it is between myself and my late father. Nobody was around that time," Zamani asked. "Do you also remember your late father said the rightful owner of these items will come and his identity will be a birthmark on right arm?" Chief priest speaks. "Oh yes, exactly how he stated," said Zamani. "I have a message from the gods to you, which says in the next 10 days to come you shall organize a fight to select a strong warrior and a beautiful and lady. The winner of the warriors gets a wife from the best dancing and good character." On the 5th day at dawn, Luyaza's 6 members got back their birth village heading towards Luyaza's mum house. They secretly entered the house. "Who are you guys?" asked Luyaza's mom. They explained all that they are told to tell her. She got scared and couldn't wait till next morning. They spent the night at the house with Luyaza's mum together with Napa, his grandfather. They hard to hide themselves from the people of the village so they won't have to answer question of the missing treasure. Early morning the next day, Luyaza's members together with his mum got prepared and set out on the journey. Luyaza's mum is getting old, so therefore they have to carry her on the back. With the help of the spell given to them by the chief priest of Magafa, they were able to locate Magafa village within 5 days. The whole village of Magafa was well dressed with a warrior's battle, as well as the most beautiful and good character lady in the village. Tonga, Luyaza's mum, looked surprised with the whole new village dressed up in such ways. So she began to ask the warriors, "What is this place and why bringing me here?" They told her to take it easy, all will be well soon, as they get close to the shrine of Magafa. And while walking she stopped and said, "This place looks familiar to me?" They warriors got speechless. Just few moments later the chief priest of Magafa village came out from the shrine and welcomed Tonga and the warriors. "You are very much welcome, my child Tonga," said chief priest. The warriors got much surprised when her name was mentioned. "You guys have lied to me about my son being captive, meanwhile he is fine in my birth village Magafa," said Tonga. After a long explanation given by the chief priest to Luyaza's mom, she then agreed to enter in the shrine. The chief priest took Luyaza's mom in the shrine, sat down with her and began to brief her of the main reason why she is needed there. Luyaza's members together with his mom and the chief priest got some rest until the next day. The whole village got prepared for the warriors' battle, as well as the beautiful and good characters lady in the village. The chief priest advised Luyaza to take part of the warriors' battle. Initially he didn't like the idea, but his mum got informed by the chief priest concerning the winners' reward towards their missing treasure, so she made him participated in the battle. The search of the good character lady as well as beautiful lady. After some hours' time the best lady was found. All the participant of warriors of the battle were lined up, and the chief of Magafa questioned the organizer about one person who looked different. The chief priest of Magafa village explained everything. The great chief Zamani about the new guy joining the warriors' battle. "My chief, this new guy is old blood to this battle," said chief priest. The battle got started and a lot getting injured, whilst others being kicked out of the battle. Luyaza was not okay with the forms of the fighting skills, so he kept wondering how their fighting skills are not as he knows from his birth village Samara. His mum was watching from a distance and as well wondering what will be the outcome result of the fight, even though she knew very well that Luyaza will emerge at the end. His members got into smiling whilst Luyaza's name was called to come and face his opponent. Luyaza's initials of the fight was very rough as his opponent's skills looks different. For some minutes in the fight he got several hits and marks on his right side of the face. His mum was not happy at this point, as well as his warrior members and the people of Magafa village. The great chief of Magafa started whispering to one of his member of the palace, saying, "I don't think this young man will survive in this battle. Yes, myself, I don't see anything good to come out of this." "From nowhere, young man," said by his members of the palace. For several hits on Luyaza's face and punches flowing, his eyes turned really reddish in color, and he was hit to the ground, looking through the crowd of the people screaming. The only voice he could hear was his mum's voice dropping tears. This feeling sparked his energy and screamed, "I am Luyaza." And quickly he stood up and stated fighting in a skills no one ever seen him into before. Everyone got so much surprised and smiling and laughter. In the eyes of his mum and his warriors members, Luyaza fought so well throughout all his opponent and emerged a crown winner. The great chief of Magafa, Zamani, was thrilled, as well as his members of the palace, how the unthinkable happened within minutes. Luyaza's name got the lips of everyone in Magafa's village, wondering how he displayed his skills after being beaten for a while.
Great Chief Zamani summoned Luyaza, asking, "Where do you come from, and what brings you to our village?" The chief priest provided an explanation and instructed Zamani to meet him at the shrine in 3 days. Intrigued by the mystery, Zamani's wives and palace members encouraged him to comply. Asamadi's best friend remarked, "You're incredibly fortunate, Asamati. The village now praises you as a virtuous wife to a great warrior." Asamati humbly replied, "It's not my doing, it's thanks to the gods, my dedication, and your support. Let's hurry, fetch water, and return home, my mother is waiting." Asamadi's friend inquired, "Will you go with him to his birthplace when he leaves, or will you ask him to stay with you?" "As for me, I wish to be with him wherever he goes, so we can be happy together forever," Asamati responded with a smile, and they left for the stream. On the exact third day, as foretold by the chief priest, the chief of Magafa paid a visit. Zamani expressed surprise at the crowd accompanying him. The chief priest replied, "Take a closer look at this woman. You may recognize her from the past." Zamani studied the woman's face but couldn't recall her. She smiled and cryptically said, "Nothing stays hidden under the sun," Luyaza's mother added. The chief priest consulted the gods for guidance on finding the missing treasure. After receiving instructions, Zamani applied a magical oil that helped him remember. He began, "I remember this woman. Many years ago, I had an affair with Tonga in Magafa village. When she became pregnant, I was frightened by the consequences and urged her to have an abortion. One day, I saw her sneaking into the forest, but I never found her. My father fell ill, and I had to focus on him until his passing." Luyaza stood up, anger in his voice, asking, "Could this man be my father?" His mother tried to comfort him, saying, "Take it easy, son. There are reasons for everything." Luyaza demanded, "Why did he ask you to abort me during your pregnancy?" Zamani explained, "It was an abomination in Magafa to impregnate a woman before marriage, and the punishment was death. We couldn't control our love, and it led to this situation, my son. Forgive us." Luyaza softened and said, "Mom, you did nothing wrong. In fact, you saved me by running away, giving birth to me, and raising me with the help of Grandpa. I understand now."
"It's all right to you all. My son, sit down and let's hear the remaining secret and get more about the next to-do," said chief priest of Magafa. "My late father gave me some items to handle over to my first child. I was still not happy after many years of waiting for a child, never know he is alive already. Also told me that, my first child will have to go visit a village in search of a missing treasure which I had no idea about it," said Zamani. "It's okay, let me consult the gods more on the next mission to go about finding this missing treasure," said chief priest of Magafa village. At this moment everyone is silent and wondering what else should the solution to all their problems. Zamani is thinking on how he can have Luyaza and his mom stay in Magafa as well as how to make him conceive again after many years. After a long waiting moment on the chief priest, finally the solution to all the problems has been given. "My people, the gods have spoken, and made it clear that our great chief Zamani and Luyaza's mom have to undergo some rituals for spiritual cleansing of the law they broke many years ago. And also before all is done, a true forgiveness from Luyaza and his mom has to be given before everything will work out well to set on next mission," said chief priest. Bright next morning, the great chief of priest Magafa village as well as Tonga Luyaza's mom above all set and ready for the spiritual cleansing which stream of Magafa village. After many moments of the spiritual cleansing, the gods accepted their regrets, yet still asking Zamani to beg on Luyaza before all is done. After they were asked to say a very heart-touching regret statement to the gods before all will be successful. After a long hours to the rituals, they went back to the shrine to listen to the chief priest on what to do next concerning finding of a missing treasure. Zamani, the great chief of Magafa village, gave all the items given to him by his late father to be given to his first child Luyaza. Luyaza has to consult his mom's advice on forgiving his unknown father, the great chief of Magafa village, Zamani. Luyaza has no choice than to let all go, then get more prepared to face next task. Luyaza put on the item on his body as it was fighting garment and some spiritual protection and a suma hat. Tay, chief priest of Magafa, made it clear to them all that the journey he is embarking on would take a month or months. Tonga Luyaza's mum became unhappy as she heard the priest talking about a month or months in the journey of finding a missing treasure. Luyaza has to talk to his mum about the journey and assured her his safety in returning back. "My son, you have be strong, courageous, focused and faithful as always, as you are setting off on this journey together with your warrior members. Also know for sure that you will face a lot of obstacles, trials and challenges in order to succeed in this search," said the chief priest. Luyaza and his members all set and ready to move. Tonga, his mum, wasn't happy but has no choice than to bless him and let them to go. Before they left, Luyaza asked his mum to talk to his found father to send one of his warriors to go bring back his grandpa Napa. Luyaza paid a visit to Asameti under some big tree, saying, "I will be missing you a lot. I know we have not known each other for long, but I have already loved you. Don't worry, my warrior, you will be waiting for your return," said Asameti. Weeks later the whole village of Magafa village got Luyaza's name and Asamidi's name on discussion. Some people keep saying Luyaza and his members won't survive. Because years ago many warriors tried. Others were also saying Luyaza will return but in old body and also his members won't survive. These have been the talks in Magafa village since they left. Leave me alone, I'm not going with you. Oh, the gods of our land, help me. A girl crying while some strong men forcing her to go with them. Did you hear that, my brothers? Luyaza asking. Be silent, you will hear the screaming voice of a girl in the near forest. Luyaza speaks. Luyaza and his members rushed towards the screaming and found out that some group of warriors who wanted to take her away with them. Hey, I'm talking to you, let her hand go, Luyaza speaks in angry voice. Hey young man, step aside, this is none of your business, says a warrior from that village. Both two groups of warriors argued and fought hard. Luyaza and his members fought well and drove the village warriors running away. Young girl, are you okay? Why are those warriors forcing you to go with them? Luyaza speaks. The young girl keeps crying and said, thank you gentlemen, but what you did calls for more fight coming, said the young girl. Those warriors you fought with are from the great chief of this village. They want me to go a forced marriage with the chief. Said by crying girl. What is your name and where do you live? Luyaza asked. My name is Baba and I live with my father and kid brothers, not too far from this farm. Baba replied. Please let go now and together with my father and brothers leave this village, before the fight happens. Take it easy young girl, nothing will happen. First of all, we are from very far village of Magafa in search of missing treasure, Luyaza speaks. Alright, let's go now see your father. After couple of moment Luyaza, Baba and his members walked to Baba's house. Why are you crying, my daughter, and who are these warriors? Said Baba's father. We are from Magafa village in search of missing treasure and heard a voice of a girl from distance and came to witness her crying and being forced to go with them. By some group of warriors, Luyaza speaks. Come inside and have a sit, Baba's father speaking. What really happened, my daughter? Saluna, Baba's father asking. I went to the farmland to check on Na Kwame and Na Ya and they were not there, so I decided to wait for them, thinking they went to the stream swimming as usual. After some minutes someone came from behind me, covered my mouth, and 4 other men standing in front of me, and one of them said, the great chief's son said he loves me and want to marry me. Baba speaking and crying. They tried to pull my hand to walk with them. I didn't allow them. One of the warriors said the prince said no one should carry me, if not they would have carried me with them. After a while struggling with them, this men came for my rescue, fought with them, and they told us they will be back. Father, we have to leave, if not they will come and kill you all and take me away. Baba speaks in pain. Well, my son, thank you very much for your help, but we all have to leave soon as Na Kwame and Na Ya returns, as is getting late already. Saluna, Baba's father talks. This is how this chief does. He select all beautiful girls by force to his family, and he doesn't ask. He talks anything he wants from anyone. Saluna speaking. So what are they people of this village doing about this? Luyaza asks. My son, this Kum Saha, our chief, is more corrupt and has won all the elders and young men by giving them all they want. Baba's father taking. For many years some people tried stopping him but couldn't succeed, as he has about 100 warriors and also powerful spiritually. Even though our chief priest keep telling him a day will come when we'll never, like more than 10 years now, we don't know what will happen. Baba's father taking. Well, very sad, but I think your priest really said the truth. The right time is now. We will stay here until we fight all his warriors and restore the peace in this village. Luyaza speaks. Are you guys with me, warriors? Asking his members. First of all, are going to hide you in the near village and come back to wait for their attack. Luyaza speaks. Couple of minutes later, Na Kwame and Na Ya entered the house. They were informed of the whole senses, and Luyaza and members took Baba, her father and siblings to near village for hiding until the fight comes to an end. How on earth could you be beaten in my own village upon all your protection and skills? Chief Kum Saha asking his warriors. Chief Kum Saha was not happy with the way his warriors beaten up by strangers. Couple of moment later, Kum Saha called upon his elders of the palace to discuss the situation. Luyaza and his warrior members had already sent Baba, Na Ya and Na Kwame for a good hidden place near the village. Luyaza arranged the house, waiting for the attack to come from the chief of Saha village. Luyaza and his members stayed all night waiting, but nothing happened. Early next morning Luyaza woke his members and discussed with them on how he thinks the attack would come. I don't really get this. Why are we waiting for the gods to give a go-ahead before we go kill all the strangers? Kum Saha asking his priest. My chief, sorry my great chief, you know, for very long time, I have been guiding your steps in all you do with the help of the gods, chief priest speaks. I don't care if the gods speaks or not, I'm sending my warriors early next morning to kill those guys and bring back my son's wife to be. Kum Saha angry speaks. Listen my brothers, I have a funny feelings about why this people not coming to us now, so I think we should rearrange our plans, Luyaza speaking. 4 of you my warriors should spread to all the 4 corner areas coming towards this house. Luyaza making new setting for the attacks. Luyaza made all the needed setting in weight of the attack from Kum Saha chief. I'm sending you warriors 25 in number since those strangers were able to defeat 5 of you the last time, Chief Kum Saha commanding his warriors to go attack Luyaza and his members. Early dawn Kum Saha's warriors went in attacking, coming from the north side. Luyaza's men fought them as they were more than Luyaza's members. Some of Luyaza's members run to call backup, and together with the backup members they defeated all the 25 warriors. Some of Luyaza's men got cuts on their skins, so they went back to treat the wounds soon before another attack comes. The great chief Kum Saha became worried on how his warriors are been defeated again. After weeks later on this fight between Kum Saha and Luyaza's warriors, some people from Kum Saha place begin to see the light off glory on side of strangers, so they left and run away from the village. Luyaza and his members really getting more experience as they fight over and over for about a month and half. This fight has been going on, which led to all people running away from the village. Kum Saha is getting much worried this as his warriors are left only 10 in the house. Most of his warriors got killed, some injured. The sad story and happy one was that the final battle Kum Saha decided to join his warriors and Kum Saha was killed first before his warriors. The last 3 warriors left, surrendered to join Luyaza's group and help build the village back again. His children and wives all surrendered to justice. Luyaza went and brought back Saluna and his family back to their house, Baba, Na Ya and Na Kwame. They couldn't believe the chief Kum Saha died in the war and his family surrendered to justice. My son, I have a surprise for you, Luyaza speaks. Luyaza was given a very nice and strong old sword as a reward for bringing peace to the village of Kum. Luyaza was shown the location of the missing treasure, and it was a sword. So after few days later, the few elders of the village made a meeting and asking Luyaza if he would love to be the next chief to rule their village. A quick question to everyone. What do you think Luyaza have to say or do as his people back from his village are waiting for him? His mum, his yet-to-wed wife and his found father?